former champion Maxim Shmiryev, who we will be looking forward to watching a little bit later on. Right, fascinating encounter this one. Back over to Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Yes, Tony, should be fascinating this one. Bobrov was a very, very talented player. The Russian in the blue and black. And Chen Jie from China. 2 years ago, Chen Jie got to the last 16 of this championship, so she needs to win this one to match that. So she's gone a long way in this competition before. So you've got a right-handed shake hands player in Bobrov and a left-handed 10-hold player in Chen Jie. And you can see on her backhand she comes across the ball, tries to slice the side spin onto the ball with her backhand. There we go, across the ball there. Bobrov having a little bit of difficulty getting to that. So even with these bats and the very, very minimal spin, they can just make the ball fade a little bit in the air and just make it a little bit harder for the opponent. Really manipulating the flight of the ball with their bats. Nowhere near the spin you can get with the rubber bats, and that's the point of this event. So we don't get the big looping top spins and the arcing balls. It's much more about pinpoint accuracy low over the net.
Amazing, isn't it? We can see the curl that she's getting with that backhand. At the moment, she's using it to great effect. Bobrov really struggling with it. Yeah,
it's the most spin, I think, that we've seen so far in terms of making the ball curve in the air with that side spin. Fantastic to watch. That wasn't a bad forehand from Bobrov. Got absolutely smacked by Chen Jie across court. So forehand serve now. Again, trying to get the side spin onto the ball. Bobrov warming up now to that backhand. Maybe he's getting used to it a little bit.
Yeah, an interesting thing about these two, Colin, is of course that they've already played today, this morning, in their first group. Because of the way the draw is done, they can play the same opponent again. Now, Chen did win earlier, but it was very, very close. 15-13 in the final game, so nothing in it earlier. So this big lead that Chen's built up is probably against what would be expected, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Bobrov fight his way back in.
11-3.
Yeah. So if you add up the points, the last time they played this afternoon, which Chen won 15-13 in the third, they played 76 points, and Chen won 2 more than Bobrov. So it really is anybody's this game, but it can be so different on a different occasion, and it's 12-3 to Chen.
4-12.
Liang Shui there, coaching for Chen. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Sent Chen the wrong way. And then forehand down the line. See that one? There you go. See ya.
Couldn't have placed that any better if he put it there, could he? Great shot.
I've experienced that many times. The humiliation, Tony, of having to go and pick up the ball once they've hit it past you. Well, that was beautiful from Bobrov, but now he's at back of the court. So you can see the momentum of the rally going both ways. First of all to Bobrov, then to Chen. And the Chinese coach there in the background, Liang Shui, got to the semi-finals last year. Certainly knows what he's doing, plays in the Chinese Super League.
7-14.
And in table tennis, played in the same team as the great Zhang Zhika.
15-7, game for Chen. Level.
So Chen serving, going all out with the forehand. Left-handed player. Nice backspin from Bobrov, trying to get back up to the table, and he does, but he can't make the hit go on. So lovely long rally. Comes back in, tries to get the hit. That's the one. It was the right ball to hit. Just into the net. And that's a more powerful one from Bobrov.
1 each.
So at the start of this second game, we're joined in the commentary box by Darius.
2-1.
You enjoying yourself out there, Darius? It's been good.
2 each.
There might be a heartbreak soon.
So 2-2, nothing in this one.
2-3.
We were saying, Darius, the amount of side spin that Chen is getting on her is really surprising. You can actually see on the screen the curl that she's getting with that backhand as she swipes across the ball. Bobrov's been struggling with that.
Yeah, I think I've seen her when I was more on the stand, and it seems like she's getting the most spin out of everybody in the hall. So it looks good. I don't know, is that because of the new bats? Did the colours change this year?
Yeah, I said exactly the same thing. I think she's getting more spin than we've seen anybody today. Certainly the bats, when they're brand new, do tend to get a little bit more friction, I think. But Tony West here in the com box with me, he's been out and about having a look at them, and he says that whatever little bit of spin you get when they're brand new does come off very, very quickly, and they're pretty shiny and slidey from a pretty early stage. So we'll see whether she's able to maintain that amount of curve on the ball. Nice consistent forehands from Chen, but in the end off the side of the table when she switched it.
He's definitely got a bit more defensive this game. Set out to be prepared to chop his way into this. Some of the Chinese have struggled with that in the past when a player goes defensive and puts a bit of backspin on and plays away from the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think predominantly their style is obviously very, very aggressive. So with the Europeans, we're a bit more, we're quite a bit of a variant style.
5-8.
Yeah, so sitting there, so Chen, forehands from the backhand side predominantly, doing very well with it, and then using that backhand sliding slice across the ball.
9-5.
Bobrov certainly got used to it by now, though, and then that gives him a little bit of an advantage. So I wonder whether Chen now needs to evolve her tactics now that Bobrov has got used to what she was doing initially.
9-6.
Yeah, but I was looking at this now, and she's missed quite a lot of forehands there before she was getting them all on. So I think I still fancy her a little bit, actually.
Yeah, I think she tightens that up, gets consistent again, she'll be okay.
Yeah, because I think that this is her normal style, isn't it? You know, for Bobrov, you know, he doesn't often probably play against a pen holder, a left-hander. You know, well, I haven't certainly in my career, not many of them.
7-10.
Sticking to that serve. Forehand serve from the backhand corner. Bobrov just gradually
11-7.
getting the power down on progressive shots during that rally. 11-7 and serving now. Neither player taking the power play, the double point ball yet in this match. Sure they will. Oh, and that finish.
Great shot, great shot. I mean, that backhand is just wide. And I didn't think it was possible to go on. Look at that, really wide.
Chen was convinced that was going down the line, and across the diagonal it went. That was a brilliant shot. So both players always trying to send the other person the wrong way on every single shot.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Bobrov is trying to attack when he's playing deep into her backhand, and then he's just going to push her out wide to the forehand with his backhand ideally. So it looks like he's finding his way. So I think the match kind of table has turned a little bit.
Yeah, well, they played this afternoon. In the end, they both got through, but it was the tightest of games. (15-13) in the final game to Chen this afternoon. But this one is not just a group match where you've got to win a couple of games. This is for a place in the last 16 and a guaranteed $2,000.
Game 15-7.
Well. So now the points are even again, but not close. 15-7.
Chen is in more trouble once Bobrov's got the upper hand in the rally, whereas Bobrov seems to be able to soak it up when Chen's in charge and then turn it around.
Yeah, and I think that's quite important if you're defensive, that you're making that attacker work, 5-10 shots, so that, you know, she's thinking, I've got to get over a hill to win this point.
Yeah, if you make the other person work harder for their points than you're getting yours, then it's mentally draining for the other person. When it gets close at the end, you're going to be fresher.
Absolutely, and obviously with table tennis is that when you flick, you've got the slight edge. It's normally 1 or 2 shots on maximum. You know, you're playing it to the right position. In this game, even if you've won the point, you've not quite won it because you've got to work it and maneuver the ball so well.
Yeah, well put. There's a lot of manoeuvring going on, and the tactics are evolving again. Fast serve from Chen down the line into Bobrov's backhand. And then a short one to the forehand after the net serve. Bobrov using that backhand wide across court. But Chen Jie absolutely up for that one. Saw it coming. There he is again, having to defend 1 or 2. And then coming in with the attack. That's the way he's been winning his points, isn't it? Coming in and going out.
Absolutely, but I think now obviously this first half of the game is quite important because she's got quite an unorthodox style. He really needs to claw back in this game, otherwise he's going to dig a deeper hole. Nice shot.
There we see again a very proficient change from defence to attack. It's quite difficult for Chen because, as you know, Jairus, when someone puts backspin on, you tend to lift it, so the ball comes up a bit higher, and then Bobrov is coming in and attacking that ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the beauty of playing that attacking and defending game. And obviously, she knows she's got to generally win 5 to 6 shots. I mean, she just won a quick point with her serve. Beautiful shot.
What a lovely rally. Both players attacking, both players defending, both players blocking. Wonderful stuff. Another point for Chen.
Yeah, that's fantastic from Chen. There we saw her style of defence, close to the table, blocking the ball back rather than Bobrov going back and backspinning it. Very effective there from Chen. Well played. Great start from her in his final game.
7.
Yeah, and that side spin kind of like a defensive shot, really like paying off now. You're making Bobrov force himself to play a backhand from the forehand, just to kind of like work with the spin.
So they change ends. They leave the bat where it is. They pick up the bat at the other end of the table, so they both use both bats.
The question is, does she use her double point now? That's what I'd be thinking.
I would.
Absolutely. And she's getting quite a lot of that long serve to the back and middle. It keeps her somehow hitting it out, especially when you don't expect it.
Yeah, very intelligent choices of serve, keeping Bobrov quiet.
So I think she's also taking some pace out of that backhand. It seems to be dropping shorter and making Bobrov reach for it. Not being able to stand where he was and play it. He's having to come in a fraction, and he's struggling with that.
4-9.
Here we go. He's got to press the button. He says. So Dmitry Bobrov, 4-9, goes to the white ball. He gets 2 points if he wins this one. Uses double point ball. Gone for the long chop serve. And he's got 2 points. 9-6 puts him back in it. Will Chen retaliate immediately? Nice backhand attack there. Well played, Dmitry.
9-6.
No, still no double point ball from Chen. Good backhands from Bobrov, but Chen gradually got herself back up to the table and taking it early again, kept him under pressure. Enough to give her a 10-6 lead. One more serve to come. Fast serve down the line again. Dmitry there, beautiful. One forehand down to the backhand side, one forehand wide of the forehand.
7-10.
Lovely rally there. Wide of the backhand, wide of the forehand. Chen could only get the edge of her back to it. Oh, lovely rally. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and I think he's finding his groove, and I think for her in this danger zone, she needs to, when she gets to her next 1 or 2 sets, to use his point, because he's finding his groove now. He's actually exploiting a wide to the forehand.
Yeah, and
she's
again.
struggling.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it, that she's got more points on the board, but Bobrov looks like he's got the advantage.
Definitely.
Not with that one, though, so 3-point lead still for Chen.
I think he'd be disappointed with that, really, because he was definitely the favourite and just hit it out.
Got to be double point now, isn't it?
9.
No? Yes.
Saying, Darius, that a lot of people really leave it late and then use it kind of when they feel they need it, but Gavin usually takes it very early, around about 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, I never understand that. When he was playing his match, he used that when it's 3-1 down. You know, for me, it was just a waste a little bit because, you know, he's that much of a better player that he showed that he was able to come back quite with a bit of ease and just, you know, I can say it's 1-0 and you're 3-1 down, but he's 1-0 up, one convincingly 3-1 down. And you know, but I mean,
think you could have saved it for something more dangerous.
Absolutely, but I mean, you know, he's not. How are you going to complain? He won the match. He won it 2-0. Normally, he makes his job a little bit difficult. But I think Gavin's here trying to prove a point this year, so hopefully he can get himself focused and obviously still entertain the crowd a bit.
Yeah, indeed. Lots of different philosophies on when to use that ball, but both of them have used the double-point ball now. And just one at a time. They've got to creep towards 15 points. Really good stuff there from Dmitry Bobrov. Again, he's looking dangerous. Chen just keeping in with the early attacks. But another little error off the end. Dmitry's really settled in to soak up that pressure.
He's fought back brilliantly, hasn't he? He was a long way behind before he won that double point, and now he's right back in this.
Yeah, but he never looked down on that. I think, obviously, like I said, this point's an important point, but, you know.
Oh, his backhand was going so delightfully for such a long period of time. That's the first backhand he's missed for a little while. Match point, Chen, but not that one.
That was brave, wasn't it? 2 big backhands there from Bobrov.
I don't want to be in this situation.
You're losing your nerve, Darius. This is what it's all here for, man. And there it is.
Game 15-13 to Chen.
So for the second time today, 15-13 in the third for Chen. But that's nice for her. Back in the last 16 again as she was 2 years ago. Congratulations to her from Maxim Shmiryov. And we will